Greeting class. In this tutorial, I would like to demonstrate the declaration of a constructor and how we go about doing that. So with that said, I think the best way to do is to just go ahead and jump into demo. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and create a new project. Of course, you have to launch your Management Studio. In this case, I'm going to just use Win32 console application. Okay. Next, then we're going to be using empty project. Finish. Good. So now the next step is we're going to create a source file, and then we say new item. We're going to be using C++. You name it, you give it a name, your source file. So now we have our editor here. So the first thing I'm going to do is, as usual, we're going to include our libraries. I'm going to include the IO stream. I'm going to also include the string library because I need to use it in this code for the demo purpose. And next, I will be using is the standard string, and I'll be using standard output, using standard dot line. I forgot a column here. So these are the items that I need for this demo. Of course, if you need more additional item that you need to declare, you can declare it here. But for the purpose of this demo, that's all I need. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and create a class. I'm going to call it grade. Okay, and then this is going to be, I have to specify it's public. You need to specify the column. Then in here, I'm creating my constructor. String class name P as a parameter. Basically, in this case, the constructor needs to have the same name as your class, and it does not return any value, and it cannot be void. So this is a sample demonstration how we can go about creating a constructor. Notice that the name is the same. In this case, I'm passing a parameter class name P to it. Next, I'm gonna create a private class member. I'm going to call it string, initialize as a string. I'm going to name it class name. And so, and here we declare our class, and then we created a constructor, declare our constructor here, and then we have a member class, and the name of that member is class name of type string. Next, we're going to do our main function, and here we're going to be creating the object of the class. The first one, I'm going to create two of them. My grade, and I'm going to initialize that as math. And I'm going to create another object of the class, 1, and I'm going to initialize as English. So we can create a bunch of objects of that class. But in this case, I'm just creating two of them. Again, there's a typo here. Let's go fix this. That's very good about IDE. Shows you right away where the mistakes. Yes. So I'm going to close my bracket. So this was the declaration of our main function. Now we need to create the actual constructor function. So I'm going to say grade class name P right. So in this case, I'm going to initialize so we're going to put a statement here just for us to see what's going on when the statement is printed for us. End of the line. And here we're going to see out class name and end of the line. So it's formatted properly. Again, we made a mistake here. It should be lower case L. Okay. Now next I'm going to put also the system pause, which is very important. If you don't put it, what will happen is the compiler prints this very fast and we cannot see the results. Okay, so let's go ahead and recap. Again, the objective of this demo is to demonstrate how we can go about creating a simple implicitly creating a constructor. We create a class object, class grade, and we create a constructor named grade string class name P, where we pass a parameter to this member function, and then also we create a private member of that class. Then we created our main function, and we create an object of that grade, which is, and then we initialize it with math and English. But you can create 10, 20 of them if you want to. Then we have to create our constructor function. So we are declaring it outside of the class grade, and here we are declaring again the name of the constructor member function should be the same as your class, and again we're passing the same a variable of that string, and we are initializing the class name, which is a private member, to class name P, and here we're printing the result on the screen for us to see. So if you, for some reason, if you want to initialize a class member value, then you need to have a constructor. And if you don't create a constructor, what will happen is that the compiler creates it behind the scene for you. But it's good practice to implicitly create one. So with that said, let's go ahead and run this, see what happens. Control Alt F5. As you can see, the first one, math. Remember, the first object the first object of the grade, which we initialize with math. Now we do second one, we create two objects, and prints the second one as well. Okay, so let's go ahead for create another one. We're going to call it grade my grade 2, and here I put IT 218. Right, so let's go run this one. Alt F5. First one prints math, English. Third one prints IT 218. So things to remember: constructor is public and always has the same name as your class, and the objective of that is of constructor is to initialize your values. In this case, we created a grade, my grade of object type grade, but we initialize with math, English, and IT 218. So in the constructor, basically did the same, completed its job, where we pass a value to it and basically assign it to the class name, which is an auto member variable, and this way we saw that it printed the result on the screen for you. So I hope you found this demo kind of helpful and give you an idea how to go about creating a constructor. And then for any of your object-oriented programming, you can use this method to create a constructor and use it further down the road. Thank you.